Okay. Not this thing. I'm really jumping now. Are you up? All set. Okay. Call the meeting to order of the Government Operations Committee for Monday, August 16, 2021. Roll call, please.
Bala?
Here.
Bongard?
Here.
Bancroft?
Here.
Lencioni?
Here.
Petrella?
Here.
Werbo?
Here.
Besner?
Here.
Weber?
Present.
Payleitner here.
Okay, thank you. We have administrative, we have fuel tax receipts, and video game statistics. Any questions or comments on those? Okay, thank you. On this vote, we have one item tonight. Can I have a motion, please?
So move. Weber will second.
Moved by Wobble, second by Weber. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, item 5A, Fire Department, recommendation to approve closing parking lot J and the 100 block of Riverside Drive from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the Fire Department open house events. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening. Thank you, Chairman. This used to be an annual event, but last year with COVID kind of interrupted it. But we would like to restart our annual open house event for the community where we show fire safety, life safety, the services the fire department provides, and what we're looking for is authorization to close off Riverside from State Avenue to Cedar Avenue in front of our building, and then parking lot J is the parking lot just north of City Hall. It'll be closed from 7 a.m. till 4 p.m. and cleaned up and ready to go for the evening events downtown at the Arcana or any of the other establishments. So it's usually well attended with hundreds, if not up to 1,500 people, depending on weather, obviously. So we would come before you, ask for permission to close down the road in the parking lot for that period of time.
Any comments? Nope. Questions?
Nope.
Move for approval.
Second.
Moved by Bancroft, second by Payleitner. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, before we go forward, for 6A, B, C, D, and E, I am recusing myself for the liquor license for statutory reasons.
Thank you, Alderman Lencioni. Okay, 6A. Recommendation to approve a proposal for a Class D10 liquor license for Moonlight Theater located at 7 South 2nd Avenue, St. Charles, Illinois. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening. Thank you, Chairman Silkaitis. So this is a new D10 liquor classification that was recently passed at City Council several months ago, knowing that this theater was going to come forward. So the theater is going to be located at 7 South 2nd Avenue, which is directly across from the office and the parking facility. Reference alcohol service, it'll be from a snack bar or a service bar. Nancy and Joseph Manella appeared earlier this evening at the Liquor Control Commission. This advanced with a 3-0 recommendation. There was one commissioner that was absent. The facility holds 220 patrons. They're looking to offer professional theater, musical acts, live comedy, bands, and children workshops. Either myself, Nancy, or Joseph can answer any questions that you might have.
Questions or concerns from the council? Okay.
Move for approval.
Second.
Moved by Taylor, seconded by who over there? Trilla. Roll call, please.
Bongard?
Yes.
Bancroft?
Yes.
Petrella?
Yes.
Werbo?
Yes.
Besner?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Bala?
Yes.
Payleitner? Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. 6B, recommendation to approve a proposal for new Class E2 special event liquor license for Pollyanna Brewing Company for the Oktoberfest event being held on October 10th, 2021 from noon to 7 p.m. at 106 South Riverside Avenue in the south parking lot.
Thank you, Chairman. So this too appeared earlier this evening at the Liquor Control Commission. It advanced forward 3-0 with a favorable recommendation. This is going to take place on Sunday, 10/10, which is also Scarecrow Weekend. Pollyanna Brewery, which Ryan Weeder is here representing that firm, they're looking to operate from noon to 7 p.m. We're going to have polka music and a German-themed food tent in conjunction with obviously Scarecrow and Oktoberfest. Farther along in my agenda packet, you'll see that I'm asking for a street closure in conjunction with Scarecrow Fest. One of the underlying covenants on approving liquor licenses during Scarecrow Fest is the preemption that a street is closed. They are looking to expand their expanded dining space and just use the parking lot that's in your packet. So it is in conjunction with the street closure, but the actual consumption space will take place south of the building in a larger footprint than they normally have. Ryan talked about this earlier. He's expecting just a little bit of a larger crowd and wanted the extra space. Myself or Ryan can answer any questions you might have pertaining to this event.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
Move for approval. Second.
Moved by Besner, seconded by,
Bongard.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Bongard?
Yes.
Bancroft? Petrilla?
Yes.
Wirball?
Yes.
Besner?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Bala?
Yes.
Payleitner? Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. Item 6C, recommendation to approve a proposal for new Class 1E temporary liquor license for St. Patrick's Catholic Church for their beer festival being held on September 18, 2021, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the parking lot at the 400 block of State Street.
Thank you, Chairman. So this also appeared earlier this evening with a 3-0 recommendation. Pollyanna is here along with representatives from St. Patrick's. Once again, Mr. Salkaitis mentioned this will take place on Saturday, September 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. in conjunction with Pollyanna Beer, of course. This is going to take place in the private lot of St. Patrick's, just north of the church off of State Street. There is a picnic at Lincoln Park earlier in the day, and this is the parish yearly event that they host. It's typically out at Crane Road. This year they've moved it to downtown St. Charles. Myself or any of the representatives can answer any questions you might have.
Questions or comments?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Alderman Paylet.
Thanks, Chief. There was an event proposal in our packet, but thank you for clarifying that. I wasn't sure, is it a party, a fundraiser, but it's the parish party pretty much.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. With that, move for approval.
Second.
Moved by Payleitner, seconded by Petrilla. Roll call, please.
Bongard?
Yes.
Bancroft?
Yes.
Petrilla?
Yes.
Wirball?
Yes.
Besner?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Bala?
Yes.
Payleitner? Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. Item 6D, recommendation to approve proposal for new Class B1 liquor license and a 1 a.m. late night permit for 222 Hospitality LLC, do business as Whiskey Bend, located at 222 West Main Street in St. Charles.
Thank you, Chairman. So once again, this also appeared earlier this evening, advanced forward with a 3-0 recommendation. This is the former Pub 222 that has been sitting vacant, quite frankly, almost the entire time during COVID. The ownership group, which is one of the partners, purchased the building. He's forming a partnership or an LLC with Mr. Colum Headley, who's here. Colum has managed McNally's and the Beehive for several years. He's been a fixture in our downtown entertainment district for about 20 or so years. They are asking for a 1 a.m. permit. They're undergoing some extensive remodeling. What's important to note, a little bit of history on this name. This was where the trolley stopped way back in the day, and some of the passengers on the trolley would get off, grab a pint or a glass of whiskey, and then hop back on the trolley, and it became known as the Whiskey Bend. As far as the background, this came up earlier this evening. Obviously, we all know Colum and what he's done with McNally's and Beehive. The other gentleman who's really the financial backer in this LLC, and there's also a sister location I'm going to talk about in a second. There was some concern with his background. I can tell you that there's been an admonishment from the police department, reference underage sales, drinking, after hours and whatnot. Some of that material that I included in the packet is several years old, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have, but I do recommend in favor of my recommendation.
Questions or comments? Committee.
Move for approval.
Second.
Moved by Payleitner, seconded by Weber. Roll call, please.
Bongard?
Yes.
Bancroft?
Yes.
Petrilla?
Yes.
Wirball?
Yes.
Besner?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Bala?
Yes.
Payleitner? Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. Item 6E, recommendation to approve proposal for a new Class B1 liquor license and a 1 a.m. late night permit for H&C Hospitality LLC, doing business at the Office Dining and Spirits, located at 201 East Main Street in St. Charles.
Thank you, Chairman. So this also appeared earlier this evening with a 3-0 recommendation. I know we have an attorney up on the dais, so I'm sure he's going to catch me on this one. So the LLC he's looking at me here, is a little bit different from the previous petitioners. And in some of the material, you'll notice that the LLC changed. So they are putting forth H&C Hospitality. I did check with the Secretary of State's office. They did initially file under the LLC C&M Hospitality, so that has been corrected, and the paperwork mirrors that. But this is an asset sale at the office, same ownership group, different LLC, same two partners. Really, the business plan will remain the same, 1 a.m. permit. Column is here to answer any questions you might have, but really it's an asset sale and things will remain status quo.
Thank you. Questions or comments from the committee?
Weber will move.
Second.
Moved by Weber, second by Bala. Roll call, please.
Baumgart?
Yes.
Bancroft?
Yes.
Petrola?
Yes.
Wirball?
Yes.
Besner?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Bala?
Yes.
Paylater?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. Item 6F, recommendation for approval of the partial closure of parking lot B for the annual Scarecrow Festival, as well as a temporary closure of Riverside Avenue between East Main Street and Illinois Avenue.
Thank you, Chairman Silkaitis. So as you know, this is an annual event, Scarecrow Fest. It did not take place last year. In your packet, I've identified numerous street closures, some parking alterations as far as modifications with handicap, loading zones and whatnot. I believe everything is outlined nicely in your packet. I did talk about the closure of Riverside, which preempted the liquor license request for Pollyanna. I can answer any questions you might have concerning street closures, parking lot closures, and alike.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Oh, I need a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Moved by Paylater, seconded by Besner. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Item 7A, recommendation to accept a proposal and authorize the city administrator to execute a contract with Government HR to conduct recruitments for the Director of Community Development, the Director of Economic Development, and the Director of Finance in the amount of $65,500. Good evening.
All right, I'm back on the same topic. So this is a proposal from GovHR to conduct a recruitment for 3 director positions. We have a history of hiring a recruiter, specifically actually GovHR, to conduct director recruitments. In fact, we just finished with using them for our city administrator recruitment position. They have a deep connection to the municipal world and are constantly developing candidate pipeline. So they actually have a farther reach than if we were to do this in-house. Because of the amount of recruitments we have, it is something that needs to be brought before City Council for authorization. So that would be something that we would start as soon as this is officially approved in September. Of course, we can delay the economic development one once we get that information that we asked about what the kind of going rate is for an economic development position.
Yep. Questions or comments from the committee? Okay. Rita.
Jen, since you brought it up, it just beat a dead horse. That it wasn't so much what an economic development person would make as much as where they would fit in our flow chart, right? That's where our understanding is.
Right. So the compensation study that we're doing, while they will collect market data, which is what we do every 3 years here, they will also be doing that internal equity portion.
Right.
So looking at all those positions and saying, in terms of internal equity, where should they be placed, and then bringing in that external market information.
Thank you. With that, I'll move for approval.
Second.
Moved by Paylander, second by Bancroft. Roll call, please.
Baumgart?
Yes.
Bancroft?
Yes.
Lencioni?
Yes.
Petrola?
Yes.
Wirball?
Yes.
Besner?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Bala?
Yes.
Payleitner?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. Now we have 7B, recommendation to approve an ordinance adopting a whistleblower protections policy.
Thank you. Earlier this year, Public Act 101-652 was passed and signed, and you'll probably know that more as the Criminal Justice or Police Reform Act. And as part of that act, every municipality has to adopt a whistleblower protections policy. That's what is in your packet. That policy was drafted by our Labor Council. It's also been reviewed by our city attorney. It's something that we will have to distribute to employees upon hire as well as annually. I will also have to distribute to all of you as well as the appointed officials. And the idea behind it is to protect any employees from retaliation should they report somebody for improper government activities. And that investigation would be done by the state's attorney as well as any findings or any issuance of discipline or anything would be decided by the state's attorney as well.
Questions or comments?
I just have a question.
Yes.
Is there training provided for this? Did you mention that there would be training for employees?
Well, we will be distributing it annually. We certainly could put together a training, and I think it probably would be appropriate to include that with our harassment training.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Approval.
Second.
Moved by Lencioni, second by Pay Lightner. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Okay, any additional items from the mayor, the council, staff, or citizens for this meeting? Okay, seeing none. We have no executive session, so motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Moved by, second by Bala. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.